Hey, what's happening out there? This is Halftime Prep Talk. We're coming at you from Grayson inside the East Carter dugout here at JP Coons Field. We're going to have Coach Shearer and seniors Trace Jackson and Ryan McDavid join us here in a little bit, Matt. I'm here with Matthew Sparks. I'm Aaron Snyder. As always, HTPT is brought to you by Fan and Automotive Family. Check out the Chick-fil-A ticker on the bottom of your screen, and you can see all the area teams' updated records through Tuesday night. Of course, we're filming this on Wednesday. You're watching this on Friday. You're watching on dailyindependent.com or YouTube or the Halftime Facebook page, Halftime Prep Talk Facebook page.
Yeah.
Matt, we're going to give our game balls here in just a bit.
Okay.
We're missing Zach today, so
Zach teaching again?
Zach's teaching again.
Wow.
And I've already used the joke twice, so I'm not going to say it again.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
But
go ahead.
Oh, you want me to say it again?
Go ahead.
I'm not going to reveal the school because you won't want to send your kids back there again.
Okay.
Yeah. I think the first time I used that joke, I was here at East Carter. We were talking to Hager Easterling. So
that's probably the last time we used that joke. We'll probably just put it on the ticker from now on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
Just put like an asterisk next to it.
Yeah.
That means Zach's gone.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Well, Zach still wants to give a game ball, and that's just because I don't have a discus. All right. He wants to give a game discus this week for the triple play. Zach's first game ball goes to Jared Manis of Raceland. Zach was at a track meet on Tuesday night, and he was there for several hours. So he's trying to make the most of that, and he's given his game ball to Jared Manis. And Jared Manis has been through a tough road. He's a junior for Raceland. He tore his labrum, falling on a fumble in the Raceland game against Bishop Brossart last year. Okay. And instead of having surgery, which he could have done, he's putting off surgery until after next football season, just so he can compete in track and compete in football next year.
It's amazing he could throw the discus if he's battling that injury and do it effectively too.
Right. So Jared Manis gets a game ball, and Matt, who gets yours?
Well, if you read the paper end of last week, I covered a softball game at Greenup County and Boyd County. Final score was 25-16. Not a lot of pitching in that duel.
Right.
I went through 3 pencils, keeping the stats. But with all that offense, you'd think maybe I would recognize a hitter. But I'm going to go to the circle. I'm going to go with freshman Boyd County pitcher Haley Haney. Came in late in that 4th inning. Grimm County was in the midst of an 11-run frame there. Came in, kind of stopped that momentum there for Grimm County, and then went on and pitched a solid last 3 innings. Gave it up no hits, no runs, and just a couple of hits. So it was a fine performance by a freshman, I thought.
Pretty impressive to being involved in a 25-16 game and not give up any runs.
Yeah, no, that was one of the key, because then Grimm County took the lead again, 16-15. After Boyd County took a 10-run lead, and then Boyd County follows that with a 9-run inning to go back up.
Wow, that's amazing.
So
it's kind of like the other night that Rocky Stanley covered a game between Raceland and Russell softball. Then ended up being Raceland had a 10-run lead. Russell came all the way back and won 19-14. You guys have had some high-scoring games.
The scoreboard operators around here are working overtime.
That's right. I'm going to give my ball to Christian Wireman, a senior for Greenup County. There's still a little magic left in the Musketeers yet, huh?
Yes.
They were down 7-0 against Spring Valley, and I thought, well, their undefeated season's over because, I thought they're going to lose 1 or 2 games along this road, aren't they? Well, I don't know. They improved to 21-0 because of Wireman's 3-run home run in the 6th inning, put them ahead 9-8. And the reason I use the word magic a little bit because there's just something about that team. It seems like whatever decision they make, it pans out for them. They could have gone to a pitcher after their starting pitcher struggled. They could have gone to somebody who, may have struggled along with them, and it could have snowballed into a 14-0 lead or something. But they call on Zach Hayden. Zach Hayden comes in and pitched 6 2/3 of good baseball. Gave up just 2 runs. But Christian Wireman had the big hit, so I'm going to give my game ball to Christian Wireman.
The thing with that lineup at Greenup County, there is so many guys that can burn you.
Yeah.
And if one is not performing at a high rate one night, they got plenty of guys to back him up.
Right.
And that's what's keeping that momentum going.
Right, no doubt. Let's play 2. We're going to pick a couple top games for this weekend. Matt, you're going to be at one on Friday night. Softball, we really didn't have that many choices to pick from. So we're going to go Fleming County at Boyd County. And since you're going to be there, I'll let you have the mic.
Well, I think most people are probably not familiar with Fleming County this season. Won 11 games already. I think they were at 5 in a row as we sit here now. Got a solid pitcher with Megan Claypool. Boyd County better be ready because Boyd County has had a really important week this week. Had a close game with Russell. Had to face a tough Spring Valley team across the river. And then the night before, they had to face East Carter.
Right.
And Montana Fouts, which is no easy
we
task.
We don't know what happened in that game, but it was last night if you're watching on Friday.
I'm sure Jeff Stewart will not be overlooking Fleming County one bit. It's going to be maybe a tough game for Boyd County. Probably more closer than maybe most people would think.
Right. And, of course, East Carter softball, I mean, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention that they're still undefeated and that Montana Fouts is still dealing.
And they've only given up 6 runs all season.
All season long.
And that's very impressive.
To have 2 perfect teams at this juncture of the season in our area is pretty unique.
It is.
It really
is.
So another game of the weekend, we'll go with baseball. We'll go Prestonsburg at West Carter because of the stakes here. I mean, it's going to be on Olive Hill, and West Carter's trying to get back to Whitaker Bank Ballpark in Lexington to compete in the All-A quarterfinals. Of course, West Carter coming off a split against the Raiders. They won here on Monday, but then they lost at home to the Raiders on Tuesday. So Prestonsburg, they're 13-3. West Carter now 15-4. Of course, East Carter snapped their 11-game winning streak. What do you expect, though?
Well, I just realized I'm wearing West Carter colors today.
And
that was not planned, and that's really not a safe.
It wouldn't be a good
not
plan.
a safe thing to do here in Grayson. But since we're talking about West Carter, West Carter is looking to another return trip to Whitaker Bank Park, back-to-back 16th regional All-A titles for them. And Prestonsburg knows, and I'm sure they know they're going to get a healthy dose of Ben Jordan.
Right.
The big unit is all I got to call him here in this region. 6'9", 90-plus fastball, very tough on area hitters. Prestonsburg got a great team though too, 13-3. Lost 2 of their last 3 games.
Right.
But they feature a solid pitching staff too, so it's going to be really a great game. I tell you, Prestonsburg's coach,
Sean Hager,
knows a little bit about Ben Jordan.
Yep.
Because Sean Hager took Sheldon Clark to the sectional game last season.
You got it.
And West Carter beat them 3-0. So I think he's going to be a little more familiar with the team and maybe have a little bit more up his sleeve now for West Carter, trying to get to Lexington and the state tournament.
All right. Well, let's bring in our guests, Coach Jeremiah Shearer from here at East Carter, and then we'll talk to Trace Jackson and Ryan McDavid. All right, here with East Carter head baseball coach Jeremiah Shearer in his 12th season. Coach, I don't know if you knew this. I was telling you before, but 243 wins for your career. Now, you said your father keeps track of that.
Yeah. He knows right down to the last one. He lets me know after each win how far we are away from JP Coons. You know, he's 514, and I've got a whole lot of catching up to do. So he lets me know that though. So.
But like we talked about before, Coach Coons was here for 23 seasons. So you have quite a few years to maybe keep that pace going.
Yeah, probably way too many years, to be honest with you. But I still got a while to go, and it's just about take each season one at a time and try to have successful years.
We were just talking about. It's pretty amazing that only 3 coaches have been the head coach here in this dugout for East Carter since 1971-72 season.
Yeah, it's really crazy to think about it. You look at other schools and all the coaches they've had, and even other sports at our school, and I think that's part of our success year in, year out is just the stability we have. Baseball has always been a stable sport here, and the community supports it well. A pretty good little league system, so I think the stability has been a big thing for our program.
You guys split with West Carter this week. Obviously, a quality opponent right there in your district, in the 62nd district, which could go down to the wire again between you guys by the end of the year. Monday night I was down here Monday night. West Carter scored 6 runs in the final inning. They won 11-5, but you guys came back and won at Olive Hill on Tuesday. But I came down here. You weren't very happy. Coach Johnson wasn't very happy. So did play kind of improve a little bit last night?
I think so. I think Coach Johnson would tell you the same thing. We talked there about the 6th inning of the first game, and he said these people need to get their money back up here on the hill. He said they've seen a terrible baseball game. He was right. Both teams defensively didn't play well. They didn't swing it well. I mean, it's just one of those games. We talked. Rivalry games sometimes are like that. You're tight, you're nervous, but last night I thought both teams hit some balls on the nose, hit it really hard. Both teams played better defensively, and I thought it was just a more well-played baseball game.
You've had to deal with something this year that you really haven't too much throughout your years. Lots of injuries this year, and then throw on top of the graduation of a couple really dependable arms in Austin Floyd and Chandler Adams, and it's been a trying season in terms of that.
Right, it really has. We started off early, and I liked where we were with our pitching depth. Down at Myrtle Beach, the first 3 or 4 games there, we threw it well, we caught it well, we kind of had a lineup in place that we liked. We were playing well, and then the last game down there, we have a pitcher hitting ahead with a baseball line drive. He's still out with concussion, but a kid break his ankle on second base. Then we come back and we have our senior third baseman break his hand in PE class. Another kid go down with the elbow injury, and it just seemed like it just snowballed on us there in a matter of 3 or 4 days. And then all of a sudden, I've got a freshman second baseman to bring up from the JV team who's starting for us. I've got some kids in the outfield who come up from the JV team, haven't played a whole lot, and then so we're just it's middle of the season and we're still trying to find a stable lineup. So,
well, you have right here I think one of the most unique fields in the region. JP Coons Field has a lot of character at this ballpark. You have the new field house in left field,
right.
And you're getting a new scoreboard that's going to be kind of incorporated into the fence.
Right. Yeah. We like to do some things to make it different, make it unique. You go to a lot of parks and kind of the same. You get the same dimensions, same look. So we wanted to incorporate something a little bit different. So we went with the field house in left field and made it part of the field. And it actually pushed our field back, I think, 26 feet in that area. Okay. So a little longer shot to hit a home run. Right. Not that we hit a lot of them, but it's a little longer shot there. And so the scoreboard going in will do the same thing. It'll raise the fence up there, 7 or 8 feet, and make that part of the wall. So it gives us some character, and we're proud of what we got here, and we think it's a good place to watch a baseball game too. So.
Yeah, plus you got like the apartment buildings out in right field, and then up on the hill is that huge house that we're not sure who lives there.
Right. Yeah,
it's a good spot though.
It is a good spot.
Yeah. In terms of your senior group, let's talk about them real quick because we're going to have a couple of them on, and Trace Jackson and Ryan McDavid, but also Jordan Walburn, the lefty. McDavid also a lefty. What does that senior group give to you?
Well, first of all, they're quality kids. They've not been in any trouble through the program. We got 4 seniors, 3 of them are senior salutes, which means they're the top of their senior class. So that's really impressive. I've had years where we're struggling to keep kids in school and get them graduated, and these guys are at the top of their class. So good kids, and they've really stepped up this season too. I mean, the leadership they've shown. I was worried before the season started because they're not real vocal kids. They're quieter kids, and last year with Chandler Adams especially, he was a really good leader for us, and Austin Floyd and those guys. They led by example. They did what they needed to do, but these guys have really stepped up and did a good job for us. So.
Now, you told me last year you got tossed right before you guys went down to the beach. You got to enjoy the beach a little bit. You missed 3 games. This year you didn't do that.
No, I didn't. It was a little different.
It probably crossed your mind, though.
Well, my assistant coaches threatened to quit if I did it again.
Oh.
They said they would be done, so I can't lose those guys. They do all the hard work. So, but last year I get tossed the game before we go. I missed 3 games, 3 days at the beach. Took my son with me, so we just had some father-son bonding time, and it cost me a little more money probably because I had to entertain him all day.
Right.
But this year was a little different story. We went down there and had a pretty good week. So.
Where do you think this team can end up by the end of the year? Do you think you guys can compete at the top?
I think we can. I think we're right in the mix. We just the last week or 2 here, we've beaten some other teams that are right there in the mix. We've won I think 5 of our last 6, and we've beaten Round County, we've beaten West Carter, we've beaten Russell, Ashland. Some of the better teams in the area. We played Greenup early in the season. It was hard to gauge what was going on there. We lost 5-2, but we had the bases loaded, 2 outs, and a chance to win at the end. So that's all you can ask for there. But I think we can be right in the mix of 4 or 5 teams at the end of the season who have a chance to win it. So.
All right, Coach. We're going to bring in players Trace Jackson and Ryan McDavid.
Okay, thanks.
Here with Trace Jackson inside the East Carter dugout here at JP Coons Field. Trace, a senior now, first-year starter, but you have some experience. You said last year you played some left field, did a lot of base running. A much more prominent role this year, though. Starting center fielder, and you went from the 9-hole up to the 2-hole. So can you talk about kind of the ever-changing role that you have?
Yeah, this year we've been suffered from a lot of injuries so far. With Cameron Sparks in basketball, he tore his Achilles. He's not going to be coming back this year. And right. Jacob Perkins, his wrist injury so far. And like Coach Shearer said, the concussion, and that hurt a lot of our outfield, and a broken ankle with another junior. So yeah, we just had a lot of holes so far. But Coach Shearer talked to us about this earlier in the year, and he said that we're not hurt anymore. We're just learning who to play and where they're going to play at. So yeah, that's the ever-changing lineup. We're going to find it.
Yeah.
We're going to find it soon.
Right, and one staple is you have been in center field. Do you like that better than left?
Oh yeah, I love it. Yeah, center field's a lot different than left and right field, just because if they pull it or if they hit it in the opposite field, it tails a lot. Center field, I just like it a lot more.
And you're always moving back there.
Yeah.
And you can see the game unfold right before your eyes. What did you see Monday compared to Tuesday in the 2 games against West Carter? You lost Monday, then you came back and won in Olive Hill on Tuesday.
Monday we lost, but I feel like West didn't beat us. I feel like we beat ourselves. We lost 10 or 11 to 5, and our coaches told us that we had 4 earned runs, and they only had 1 earned run. So yeah, we just need to learn how to do the simple things in baseball, but it hurts us because we have so many injuries that people are still learning how to play and where to play. Like Coach said, we have a freshman playing second base that started JV this year, and we're bringing up another JV player, Karen Fankel, into left field, which he's been doing pretty well, and I'm pretty excited about the new players and the new chances they're going to be able to have.
Well, obviously you're a senior, so I'm going to ask you about your future. What are you looking to do after high school here?
I do not think I'm going to extend my baseball career. I think I'm just going to go to college and focus on my college work, my career, and let's see where that takes us.
You know what you might do, or kind of up in the air?
It's up in the air right now.
Okay.
I think I'm just going to go and study natural sciences at first and then decide then.
All right, Trace, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
All right, Ryan McDavid sets in here to take the place of Trace Jackson. Ryan, another senior for these Carter Raiders, hit the ball pretty well this year in the cleanup hole. Can you talk about being a cleanup hitter? What kind of responsibilities you feel like you have there?
I feel pretty confident at the plate, especially with my 1, 2, and 3 hitters up. Get some runners on base, and I get the opportunity to score them. And recently, I've been making pretty good contact, and I'm hoping that I'll eventually, find it even more and be able to knock some more runners in, score some more runners.
How do you describe yourself as a pitcher? Obviously, a left-hander.
I definitely don't overpower anyone. I just try and attack the corners, throw strikes. Have a command on the mound. Just control the pace of the game, and just give my fielders outs.
Yeah. So when you're on the mound, you got to trust your defense, like you say. How much has the defense kind of improved as the season's gone along? I know you guys had some hiccups there on Monday against West, but how much has it improved overall?
When I'm on the mound, I feel pretty confident with my fielders. I always trust that they'll make the next play, and I feel we've been getting a lot better in the field, just practicing and stuff. Pretty good.
I meant to ask Trace about this too, but you guys have brothers on the 2009 16th Region Championship team. Trace's brother Tyler Jackson, coach reminded me, was a region tournament MVP that year. Your brother Dylan. So, what was it like to experience that? Watching your older brothers play and have that much success, and what's it been like to kind of maybe try to carry that forward?
It's a little bit of pressure. They were very successful in their high school years, and you just want to go out and kind of have that same presence and be remembered like they were with all their success. So,
what was it like watching that?
It was pretty amazing to watch them and their run, especially when they won the 16th region. It was great baseball to watch.
How tough will it be this year to win the 16th region, especially with what Greenup's doing right now? They're undefeated as of right now, as of Wednesday.
There's definitely a lot of competition in our region this year, and there's some great pitchers out there as well. And I think if our lineup keeps it together and we hit and we come out ready to play every game, I think we have a shot at winning this year. I really do.
What's it like inside the dugout here? What kind of personalities you guys have? You guys have some characters on this team?
Yeah, we definitely have a lot of characters, and coaches always talk about body language, and we always just try and keep the dugout up and everybody just energized.
All right, so a pretty peppy group, overall. Yeah. All right, Ryan, I asked Trace about this too, so I'm going to ask you, what are your plans for the future?
I don't really know about baseball. Nobody's really seemed interested, but as of right now, I plan on going to Eastern and pursuing a career in nursing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. Very good. All right. Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.
HTPT's 2 for the road, and then we're going to hit the road, leaving JP Coonsfield. We've had a good time here at East Carter.
Oh, yeah.
I want to thank Jeremiah Shearer and Ryan McDavid and Trace Jackson for joining us. They've had a good season so far, and I expect that to continue. They have a good program here.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure to come to this field. This is a great field, a great place to watch baseball and to cover baseball. But with Raider Hill over there,
right?
You know, nice little place to watch the game up there too. And
No doubt.
A great place.
No doubt. All right, I'm going to go to the ice for my 2 for the road item. I'm going to talk about the NHL playoffs. Chicago Blackhawks. They got a team that's kind of has that bad boy mentality, kind of like the Detroit Pistons of the 1980s. Bill Laimbeer, Dennis Rodman, those guys. From goalkeeper Corey Crawford vacating the net while action's going on to go after Blues player Robbie Fabry and beat him to a pulp against the glass, or at least try to. While the puck's still flying around out there, to Andrew Shaw flipping double birds to whoever wanted to look at him after a penalty, and then possibly shouting out a homophobic slur to the official. It was kind of a crazy night for the Chicago Blackhawks, but there's definitely no shortage of that aggressive macho man entertainment when you're watching the Blackhawks, and a little bit of hockey up there in Chicago. Now, the problem for them is it's not really working for them. They fell to a 3-1 deficit in a best-of-7 series against St. Louis. So as of Wednesday here, they were down in a hole that they got to climb out of.
So that penalty box was quite full. I tell you,
no doubt.
There's no love for the Blackhawks for me. You know, they've eliminated my Bruins several times.
Right.
I won't get into that here. You know, it's another sob story that I won't get into. As far as my 2 for the road, my parting shot, I don't know if anybody had watched. There's a late night game on Tuesday night in San Diego. The umpire did a little more flip-flopping than a Washington senator. There was a call, I think in the 3rd inning, San Diego pitcher apparently had a balk called.
Yeah.
Took his foot off the rubber in his delivery. Can't do that. Was called a balk by the home plate umpire. They're playing the Pirates. The runner from third scored. There was a debate afterwards after he scored with the umpire. They had a little conference. They decided to overturn the call. It wasn't a balk. So then there was a complaint from the Pittsburgh manager,
Clint
Hurdle, twice. He come out, and so he whatever was said, he was fine with that. Then he goes back in the dugout. Then he comes back out again and argues, and then they reverse the call again.
Wow.
So a reversal of the reversal. That may be the first time I've ever seen that. I think if you're an umpire, I think you just need to go with your first choice. I think that's always the best call because that's what they got it right to begin with.
So that goes all the way back to high school when you go with your first choice on the Scantron test, right?
Yeah, they were letting Clint Hurdle dictate what they were trying to decide, apparently. And then, of course, San Diego's manager, Andy Green, was not happy.
Of course.
He comes out and argues, and then he gets tossed. So
you gotta love it. No game's ever the same in baseball.
Just a mess. I think if you're an umpire, I think you just go with your first choice. It might not be the right one. You're a human. You're going to get something wrong. But just go with your first choice and don't let anybody influence your decision.
Well, see, last week Zach delivered the announcement for the announcement for the announcement. Yeah. This week you're recapping of the reversal of the reversal. Yeah. So
we're just repeating ourselves here on HTPT. I'm telling you.
All right. From Matthew Sparks, I'm Aaron Snyder. This has been HTPT at East Carter. We'll thank our guests again. And also, we're brought to you by Fannin Automotive Family. See you next week.